What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Nick Smith here from YouTube, and I thought I would just make a video telling you guys about a lot of the movies that I grew up with and that I still own as a little kid and will probably never ever buy for DVD. So, the first one, George of the Jungle. This movie I absolutely loved. I laughed every time. I would never ever get bored of it. Just a really good classic. If you can find it on DVD or something, I strongly suggest you pick it up because this is just a great funny film. Next, yes, I actually own a couple of the Disney princess movies, although I think I gave Cinderella back to my sister, The Little Mermaid. Now, I loved Disney movies so much. Heck, half the time when I was at the house and someone was babysitting me, the only thing I could really do was just watch movies all day. So I would go in my sister's room and I would watch all her movies, and I finally got my own copy of The Little Mermaid, a really good Disney classic. You know, everyone, I don't know anyone who would not like these Disney films, but check it out. But yeah, I own a Disney princess movie. Don't judge. Next, a really good a Disney masterpiece, The Lion King. This is one of those films that there's a lot of people I know who don't like this movie, but I honestly find it a classic, and I don't see why anyone would not like it. But yeah, it's a Disney masterpiece, and I will probably never buy this on DVD. Next, may he rest in peace, the one of, I think maybe 2 or 3 Robin Williams movies that I own. The Aladdin movie, which is a Disney classic. I watch this movie all the time too. This is the only Aladdin movie I own, but I have watched the others. But I think this is just a really good film, and I will probably never give this away. Now we have Bug's Life. Now, when I was a kid, I watched this movie at least 2 or 3 times. I bought all the toys for it. I even played the video game. And so when this movie came out and they had multiple copies and each one had a different character on it, I honestly thought it was a different film. And every time I was like, ooh, can I borrow your Bug's Life? They're like, Nick, it's the same movie, just someone else is on the cover. But yeah, I have Dot as the cover. Now, a lot of people are probably going to think I'm crazy for this, but I have actually never watched the Mighty Duck real-life movie. Instead, I have the Mighty Ducks, the cartoon animation movie, and this one was another movie that I absolutely loved as a kid. I had a lot of the toys. My friend Josh and I would exchange masks. We would react to the movie with our action figures. This had a lot of good toys to it, and I just thought it was really cool. Next is another Robin Williams film, Flubber, the remake. Now, I know a lot of people do not like this movie, but I just grew up watching this as a kid. I laughed every time. Robin Williams was a funny man, and may he rest in peace. Next, we have Walt Disney Pictures. Well, actually, these are all Disney movies. James and the Giant Peach. This was a movie that I watched a lot, like a lot of these, but this one, I didn't watch it as much as the others, but I still loved it. It's a pretty good story. I've never read the book, but I've heard the book's pretty good. But yeah, I own James and the Giant Peach. Now, Winnie the Pooh. I have not watched this movie in decades. But yeah, I have the Walt Disney's masterpiece, Winnie the Pooh. I will probably, if I ever gave this away, it would probably be to, I don't know, maybe my future kid or something. But yeah, I own Winnie the Pooh. Next is the Goofy movie. This movie I watched a lot on the road. Before DVD players came out, how I would entertain myself on the road is I would have my TV in the car and I would play movies. And I would watch this movie all the time. I loved it. I loved the character of Max and how goofy Goofy was, and I just loved everything about this movie. I loved it. Next we have the fully restored 45th limited anniversary edition of Walt Disney's Peter Pan. Now, when I watched the original Peter Pan, or not the original, but when I watched this movie, I didn't own it yet, and so on the back it has, on the back of the box of my babysitter, she had, on the back it had Wendy tied up, like her arms were tied to her body, but in the movie her hands are tied, at least I think. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I thought that was another film. But yeah, Peter Pan, good film for kids, still a good film for adults. Now, another one is the Aristocrats, or the Aristocats, not the Aristocrats. I watch this movie a lot as well. Not too much, but I watch these movies a lot. But like I said, I watch movies all the time. A good, cute film. It's dusty. A lot of these movies have not been open in years, but yeah. Okay, now we come to a movie that I actually did not watch that much, and that is Oliver and Company. You know, a movie about a cat who runs into dogs and gets in some deep trouble. I watched it, but it was not one of my favorites. But still, I watched it, and I will probably keep these movies till the day I die. Now, we come to a movie that I actually have 2 of the songs from, and that is Tarzan. This movie I loved so much. I even had the game, and I had some of the action figures. This was a really good movie. I love the soundtrack from Philip Collins. I think that's his name. It's either that or Philip Mullins. It's something like that, but this has a good soundtrack to it, a really good story. This is a good, awesome cartoon, and I strongly recommend you pick it up and watch it. Now we come to a Disney princess movie. Well, actually, I don't know if you can call her a princess, but the movie of Pocahontas. This was probably my sister's. Heck, half of these movies are my sister's that she just gave to me, or I just, you know, took without permission when I was a kid. But yeah, I watched this movie a lot too. I played the game. I could never get past the first level of the game of Pocahontas. So yeah. Now we come to The Jungle Book, which actually I enjoyed this movie a lot. When Jungle Book 2 came out, I would keep going back to McDonald's to get the toys that you could get and build houses out of them, because that's what they were used for. But this is a good, cute kids film. I don't see anyone who would not like this. It's a really good film. Now we come to actually the very first movie my mom actually took me to watch in theaters, and that is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. When I was sitting in the movie, I had never been to a movie, and I didn't know how long it was going to be, so I would always ask, is the movie almost over? Is the movie almost over? Is the movie almost over? But yeah, this is a movie that I watched a lot as well. I had some of the toys from McDonald's, but yeah, this was the first movie I ever watched in theaters, and it's that'll always hold a special place in my heart for this. Now, All Dogs Go to Heaven 2. Now, I think I have the first All Dogs Go to Heaven, and I just can't find it. But yeah, I watched this movie a lot too. There are some pretty funny scenes with this movie. These just make me feel so old. Now we come to another masterpiece, Alice in Wonderland. Now, this movie I sometimes got scared of. I can't remember why, but this movie I loved a lot, and I watched it a lot as well. But yeah, Alice in Wonderland, I would always get scared sometimes. I can't remember why, but I liked it. And it's old. This is like from the 1950s. I think 1951. And now we come to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yes, I own this movie, and I actually like this movie. I like a lot of the Disney princess movies, and it's not because I'm weird. It's because I love Disney, and I love their old films. And I've had this for a while, and this is probably my sister's movie as well. But I watch this movie all the time. I would actually probably watch all of these one after the other, day after day. That's actually how I would spend my days, is just watching movies. And now we come to the very last, my absolute favorite movie of all time, my favorite film franchise of all time, that I hope they don't make a 4th movie for, is Toy Story. This movie I loved so much. I would dress up as Woody. I had Buzz. I had all the toys. I would even try to sneak into my room and see if the toys were alive. This movie, even when they made the sequels, I loved the sequels too. I don't think there's any problems with the sequels. This is my favorite movie of all time, and it will always be. And I will, if I do, this would be the movie I buy on DVD just because I love it so much. But put in the comments below, what are your favorite Disney movies? What are your favorite Disney classics? I really want to know. What do you think of the Disney classics I like? Put in the comments below. Guys, thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot that you are watching my videos and that you enjoy what I do. I really thank you. Guys, have a good day. And always keep Disney someplace in your heart, because Disney makes movies for children. and adults too. Have a good day, guys.